What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my end season push in 2v2 ladder. It ends in 3 days, and I'm going to show you how I push the top 900 in the world. Alright, into the first game here. Unfortunately, I don't have the live games recorded, but I do have the replays, and I will be trying to, explain how to play this specific variant. And I will link the deck links below in the description. Anyways, against Lava Hound, so Lava Hound, the way that Lava Hound plays win usually in 2v2 is just by kind of going in and getting lightning value. There isn't like a balloon or anything for a big push, so a lot of it is just like chip damage. And so that's why my strategy here, our strategy here, me and Macius, was to keep pushing in basically, so we don't give them an opportunity to just keep getting value on offense. Like, notice how I go with the P.E.K.K.A up high even. I just want to make sure that they're not freely pushing in, because if we just allow them to keep going in, they're gonna keep getting chip. And so yeah, I push in here with a Goblin Giant, Machine, P.E.K.K.A, all of that good stuff. And we take the tower, I think, if I'm not wrong, or we basically take like most of it. Yeah, we take the tower here. And so that's why it's like so important to just pressure hard against Lava Hound. There are some matchups that you want to play a bit more passive, but Lava Hound is one of those matchups where you want to keep pressuring constantly, just so they don't get kind of like that one big push. Yeah, so here, this defense, we got really good ability with the curse. The curse is like such an important card in 2v2. I would highly recommend you guys put it in. I think it's good for almost any deck, except maybe like log bait or like other cycle decks. But if you're playing beatdown, you definitely need a curse, because it's just so good with every other card, like curse lightning, curse arrows, curse rage. So yeah, this game was just like us pressuring really hard in single and just defending as best as we could. Alright, into the next game against Goblin Drill. And so Goblin Drill honestly is it's pretty annoying to face, but I wouldn't say it's a bad matchup necessarily. But the way that you want to win against Drill is you want to make sure you're never playing both of your tanks at the same time. And so like a mistake we've done in the past, me and my teammate, is that we would go in with like P.E.K.K.A and Mega Knight, whatever, like a push, and we basically had like no value out of it. And so the strategy here from the start, as you saw that one lightning, pretty aggressive lightning on the Demolisher, is just to try to like spell cycle and just defend decently. And so like one person goes in at a time, you know, like if I'm going in with my P.E.K.K.A, then my teammate is saving his lightning and arrows, and he's ready for, you know, to spell down anything that they put. And then vice versa, when my teammate is using his Mega Knight, I'm ready to spell down any crackers or any Teslas with a lightning, etc. So I'll speed this up a bit here, just because it is 2v2. Yeah, as you guys see, we don't really go for Goblin Giant. We're just like trying to take any value we can take. This was a good Goblin Drill, frontal drill by them, and they got quite a bit of damage. They were up damage here at this point in time. I can't lie, I think this game was one of the closer ones. I don't know if it was that close, but it was like pretty close. So yeah, we're just like taking lightnings on their Demolishers and Knights every single time. They went with a good Evo Snowball on there and got some good damage. We tried to predict their Firecracker, but failed, unfortunately. But yeah, as you see, we're just like making sure to pressure and get some lightning value, because like if they keep going in, they're guaranteed to get damage. Drill, Snowball is like almost always guaranteed to get damage, and so it's important that you're applying some pressure while getting some spell value. And so yeah, as you guys can see, we're just cycling lightnings. Like here, have the lightning ready. We didn't go for a Goblin Giant, instead we went for lightning cycle, and we take the win. Alrighty, into the next game here. So this was against Lumberloon, if I'm not wrong, and I'm pretty sure they had a graveyard. But oh, they had Lava Hound as well, yeah. But in this matchup, honestly, same strategy applies. Lava Hound, you want to like pressure really hard. You don't want them to keep going in because like they have the freeze, they have the Lumberloon. If they go in, they're like almost guaranteed to get damage unless you like waste your lightning. But then that's the issue, is that if you like stay on defense and you have to lightning on defense every single time, you're never gonna be able to like get damage, and they're just gonna keep like chipping you out. And so you want to try your best to actually use your lightnings on offense. That's like the biggest tip I would give when using this deck. You need to like be pretty aggressive, honestly. Here they get a good freeze and actually get 2 hits. It was looking quite bad for us here. But the thing about like P.E.K.K.A. and Mega Knight is that all you need is 1 push, and so we weren't too worried. We sacked the tower here just to get in a really nice push. Beautiful lightning arrows. Notice how like I didn't go with my P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge. I tried to save it for lightning. It's important that you always have enough elixir for lightning or arrows, just because of Evo E-Drag. Like Inferno Dragons are gonna probably face a lot of that. And like Firecrackers, you're gonna need arrows for that. So yeah, just like making sure that at least one person saves their spells is like the best advice I could give, honestly, for 2v2s. But yeah, we take the win here. Into the next game here against Hunter and Monkey. So these guys were using like a weird deck, honestly. They had like Hog Rider, Drill, but yeah, they take the poison on here. So yeah, in this matchup, honestly, the only like annoying thing is the Firecracker, but we have like double arrows for that. And like for their cage, we have lightning, and so the strategy here is just honestly to try to like spell cycle and not go too aggressive. I'm not sure if we went to Mega Knight here. That's good. Not like same lane anyways. Here the Stein was really good. It actually killed the Inferno Dragon. They like accidentally missed their Valkyrie, or like mistimed it at least. It wasn't tanking. So we got a ton of damage, and you can see that the opponents weren't too happy. They were emoting. But against double poison, the most important thing is like to just attack, and that's like the way to win most matchups. But yeah, it's important to like stay on offense so you don't give them poison value. If you just go like all the way in the back, they're just gonna get poison value every single time. Something I'd like to point out real quick here. I'll just go back here for a second. Instead of like my teammate going Mega Knight here, he waits for the lightning, and this is something very important that I mentioned in some of the previous games. But you always want to have your lightning, because like if he went Mega Knight, that Evo cage would have just like got so much value. And so it's important that only one teammate is pushing at a time, not both of you. Like, okay, very rarely will both push. Like, I guess sometimes it makes sense, but like in most cases, you want only one person to push at a time. And you want to make sure that the other person has their spells ready to kill like anything here. Like, see, we take our beautiful lightning here. That's why it's like, look, beautiful spell value. We won because of the spells, honestly. Like, literally, if you use your spells well, you'll win almost every game, honestly. This deck is like pretty broken. But yeah, I will obviously link this in the description, and yeah, that's how we took the win. Alright, into the final game here for our push that got us to top 1000. So we were up against P.E.K.K.A. and Mega Knight, so it's not really a mirror, but they have like Evo Executioner instead of like Inferno Dragon. But in my opinion, I think it was actually our matchup, just because they had like Monk, and Executioner gets absolutely destroyed by lightning. I feel like the Monk is just useless for them and against like our deck, just because we have like P.E.K.K.A., Inferno Dragon, a ton of DPS cards. We don't really have any like ranged cards that the Monk gets value for. And so yeah, here the strategy is just like go in and get as many lightnings as we can on their executioners. I will say we did get like a nice damage lead in the start. You know, all damage matters. You sometimes want to like just go for a spell or something, take value instead of going for a card. Like you'll see me sometimes like here, like this is like a prime example right here. I don't go peck at the bridge or anything to like try to kill that. I just take like the free lightning and then my teammate just goes for the arrows. So yeah, taking any like spell value that you can is just good because like you can't really get punished for that. They went like executioner and mega knights, etc. So it's just like a free lightning. But yeah, here I just go for the P.E.K.K.A low and see. It's like kind of good that I saved my P.E.K.K.A because I was able to just use it on defense here. So yeah, they go for the monk, and this was a huge mistake by them in my opinion because the monk just gets absolutely melted by the P.E.K.K.A and the machine, etc. or other cards. Doesn't really get any value. Like if I were them, I would have played anything but the P.E.K.K.A honestly, or sorry, anything but the monk. And so yeah, from here on out we basically already won. We just need to like defend lightly. Yeah, like their executioner kind of just feeds our lightnings, and so in my opinion there wasn't much that they could do. But like they also could have played better, to be fair. But yeah, in 2v2s ultimately everything comes down to spells. Like look at this. Their entire push they had, like here, I'll even go back a second here. They had all of this down, and it just got absolutely shredded by lightning double arrows rage. Like we just kind of waste all of our spells, and boom, everything is gone. And so it's so important to use your spells wisely and just try to save them. Ultimately, whoever wins, like, use their spells better, and so that should be your main focus, because like the troops, I mean, yes, you need to use them properly as well, obviously, but in my opinion the spells matter the most in this 2v2 mode. But yeah, we take the win here, and that is how I push the top 900, and we'll see you guys in the next video.